Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let's take it down onto the floor. We're going to start on our backs this morning. So just drawing the knees in towards the chest, we'll give ourselves a nice big squeeze, flattening the spine into the floor. Maybe start to rock side to side, from one side of the pelvis to the other. Beautiful. Then start to open the arms up to a T. We're going to stack the knees over the top of the hips. Press the lower back down and then gently rock from side to side. Use the abdominal muscles to draw the knees back to center. And can you flatten the spine down to the floor as you move through? Beautiful. We'll do 2 more to each side. And then land both feet on the floor at hip distance. We're going to take the arms alongside the body. And just working with pelvic tilts to start, we'll start by drawing in the pelvic floor. Can you scoop and hollow the belly as you peel the spine up to the bottom rib? Then use the abdominals to press the spine back down as you roll back through center. Allow the lower back to lift as you tap the tailbone down. Then start again. Draw the pelvic floor in. Scoop and hollow the belly. Roll up. Use the abdominals as you roll back down. So imagining that by shortening our abdominals, we're creating that lift through the pelvis, rocking from the tip of the tail to the bottom rib. Beautiful. We'll do 3 more like this. 2 and 1. When you roll down, flatten through the back, we're going to draw the belly button down towards the spine and just start to lift one knee at a time. See if you can keep the rest of the body nice and still as you alternate from side to side. Try and keep the tummy nice and flat. Keep those abdominal muscles engaged. Beautiful. We're going to do 4 more to each side. Beautiful. On your next one, we're going to take each knee up, stack them back above the hips. Excellent. Let's take the fingertips to the ears, start to lift through the torso. Flex your feet and just tap down with the heel. Again, try and keep your tummy nice and flat. We want to keep the lower back grounded to the floor. Beautiful. We've got 6 more. Let's speed it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take both feet down to the floor. Keep the lower back nice and flat. Lightly touch down, then pull the belly in as you lift back up. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Land the heels on the ground, arms alongside the body. Start to peel up into bridge. Take the hands up towards the sky. Keep the hips nice and high as you float the arms on your exhale. Collect the hips on the way past, roll back down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. We've got 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Let's take it all the way to the floor. Squeeze the knees back in towards the chest. Rock side to side. And then take a couple of rocks and rolls up and down the spine. We'll bring it up to seated. Beautiful. Now grabbing your block. We're just going to move it down within hands distance. Take it back down onto the floor. No, we're not. We're bringing it back up. Apologies. Let's take it over onto hands and knees. We're going to take our hands directly below our shoulders and knees directly below the hips. Starting with the prone abdominal hold, engage your pelvic floor. Then scoop and hollow the belly. We're going to try and lift our lower abdominals out from between the hip points. Draw the belly button in even deeper. We're holding for an entire minute. Can you take shallow breaths to the sides of the ribs? Press your hands into the earth. And if you can, imagine you've got a campfire between your hands and your knees and you're trying to lift the belly away from the flames. So again, light, shallow breaths to the side, ribs, pelvic floor is engaged. We're scooping and hollowing the abdominals. And keep searching for extra depth. So pulling the belly in nice and hard. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. We'll move into cat and cow. Loosen off through the hips and the abdominals. Beautiful. Then extending right arm, left leg. We're going to flex through our back foot. So point the toes down towards the ground. Then draw the tummy in. Create a nice long neutral spine. Lifting the arm and the leg in line with the hips and shoulder. We'll take a brief pause at the top before we exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now can you maintain that core connection throughout the entire movement? And we're looking for length, not height. So what we don't want to see is the back bending as we rise up. We want to keep that length, reaching through the arm, pressing through that heel. Each time we touch down, we're going to reset our core, create that mind-muscle connection, and try and maintain through the whole movement. Again, little pause at the top. We want time under tension. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Let's take it down, child's pose. Amazing. Bring it up onto all fours. Extending the same arm. So right arm, right leg. We're going to lift up in line with the body. Again, tuck the tummy in, create that long spine. Reach through as you inhale. Then exhale, bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch underneath. Beautiful. Now, instead of worrying about bringing the elbow to the knee, think about hollowing out the space between your ribs and your hip bone. We're trying to bring our right rib, bottom rib, down to touch the top of our left hip. So drawing the belly button in nice and deep to create the space to bend through the spine and connect. Keep the back foot flexed. We're driving through that heel and a brief pause in each position. One more. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to child's pose. We've got one more drill for that side. Let's bring it back up onto all fours. Right arm, left leg extend. Same sides. Tuck the tummy and create that long neutral spine. Inhale, lift in line with the body, flex through the foot. Exhale, take it underneath. We're putting all the movements together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Can you maintain that core control? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lower. Lower abdominals tuck in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lower. Lift. Crunch. Extend. Lower. Rounding out through the lower back as we take it underneath. Reset the core as you touch down. Search for length, not height. We've got one more. Keep the upper body strong. Beautiful, and rest. Take a couple of breaths into the back of the shoulders. Then bring it up to all fours. We'll repeat on the other side. Extend your left arm, right leg, neutral spine, tuck the tummy in. We rise, inhale, flex through the foot, exhale, tap down. Tuck the tummy in, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Again, we're looking for that length, not height. So just lifting until you feel the abdominals starting to stretch and lengthen. That is your stop zone. It means your back is bending and we're losing that neutral spine. Resetting the core each time you touch down. We're almost there. Nice flexed back leg. Toes are pulling back and down. Beautiful. We've got one more. Child's pose. We rest. Creep the fingers forward here. Stretch the shoulders. Find length. Beautiful. Then bringing it up onto all fours. Left arm, right leg. Flex through the back leg. Really squeeze the thigh. Then inhale, rise up. Tuck the tummy in. We'll exhale. Left ribs to right hip. Inhale. Exhale. Stoop and hollow the belly. Create space. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen on your inhale. Reach through the fingers. Press through the heel. Draw the belly in as you take it underneath. Take a moment in extension and a moment in crunch. Beautiful. Reaching nice and long. Squeeze the front of your thigh as you extend. We want nice active legs. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Rest. Final cycle for this side. Let's bring it up to tabletop. Tuck the tummy in, left arm, right leg. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, take it underneath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Reset the core. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Keeping that tempo. Little pauses at each checkpoint. And can you imagine you're shortening the abdominals to pull the arm towards the knee? Really try to connect with those deep abdominal muscles. Again, keep the back leg strong. It's like we're pushing through a wall with the heel. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's stretch it back. Amazing. Bringing it back up onto all fours. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to start to lean into the hands. So bear the body weight between your left and right hand. And then kicking your right heel in towards the bum. Can you pull the toes back, flex through the foot? Moving into a donkey kick, we're going to tuck our tummy in and just lift through the thigh bone till our knee is in line with our hip. So again, we're keeping that back foot flexed. Little pause at the top before we lower down. And imagine you're tightening the right glute to lift that thigh. We're leaning into the hands so that we're not fatiguing the other hip. We're drawing the belly in and again trying to maintain that neutral long spine. Really squeeze the glute in that top position. Holding at the top for a moment before you release. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's stretch it back. Give the shoulders a little bit of relief. Then bring it back up onto all fours. Same leg. Press into the hands, tuck the tummy in. We're going to extend the right leg out the back. Flexing through the foot, we'll lift in line with the hips, lean into the hands. Then from here, we keep our thigh bone nice and still as we bend through the knee, squeeze the heel in. Then we squeeze the front of the thigh as we extend and push out through the heel as much as we can. Pushing and pulling in both directions, hamstring curl. Again, lean into the hands so that we don't burn out the other hip for supporting. Draw the belly in, keep the spine nice and long, try not to sag through the waist. Squeezing that heel in, we're pulling the toes back, then flexing through the thighs, you extend. Check in with the belly. Have you dropped your core? We've got 10 seconds left. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's bring it down, stretch it back. Amazing. Then when we come through, we're going to take it down onto one side. Resting the head in the hands, can you create space between your side body and the floor? We're going to point our toes. And then leaning into the front fingertips, start to take the leg around in a big circle. Now take it nice and slow. We want to try and keep the rest of the body nice and still. Draw the lower abdominals in. Point through the toes. Drawing a nice big line in space. Or a nice big circle in space, I should say. Beautiful. We've got one more in this direction. When you get to the top, we're going to change and go back the other way. Again, we've got space between our side body, if you can. We're trying not to rock forwards and backwards through the body. Keep it nice and stable. If you need to, narrow your circles, create little ones. We're here for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take it down. If your hip is locking on, just give it a little slap or a little punch. It helps. All right, taking it over onto all fours again. Let's draw our belly in. Lean into the hands, left heel rises, donkey kick. Lifting through the thigh bone and lowering down. Keep the spine long and neutral, try not to sag through the waist. We're squeezing that left glute to lift the thigh. Little pause at the top before you descend. Each time the knee touches down, can you reset your core? Keep the top foot flexed. Draw the lower abdominals in and keep your upper body strong. Try not to sag into the shoulders. Press the hands into the earth. We've got 10 seconds left. Little pause at the top before you descend. Last rep. Amazing. Knees to the floor, child's pose. Beautiful. Bring it back up to tabletop. Extend your left leg. Tuck the tummy in. Flex through the back foot. Lift in line with the hip. Squeezing the heel in. Flexing as you extend. Hamstring curl. Lean into the hands. Keep that core connection, that long spine. Pushing and pulling in both directions. Really isolating that knee joint. Beautiful. Little pause. When you squeeze in, little pause when you extend. And just keep checking in with your form. Is the spine long? Is the core still engaged? Are we still leaning into the hands or are we pushing back into the hip? 10 more seconds here. Keeping that thigh bone elevated and in line with the hips. Beautiful. We've got one more. Excellent. Stretch it back into child's pose. Then bring it up to tabletop. We're going to flip it over onto our other side. Bend your bottom knee. We're going to rest the head in the hand. Again, create that space between the side body and the floor. Pointing through the toes. Can you roll the hips forward slightly and start your circles? Again, we're drawing in our lower abdominals. We're trying not to rock the body forwards and backwards against the weight of that leg. Take it nice and slow. The slower you go, the better it works. We'll do one more in this direction. When you get to the top, take it back the other way. That's it. Squeezing the abdominals in, steady the body. One side always feels easier than the other. Last one. Beautiful. Take the foot to the floor, give it a slap or a punch. Amazing. Let's roll it over onto our back. We're going to extend the legs along the floor. And then keeping your feet in your heels in line with your hip bones. So feel the hip points, line the heels up. Start by engaging the inner thighs. Pull the floor of the pelvis in. Then scoop and hollow the lower abdominals. You can place your fingertips on. We're doing another deep abdominal hold, different position. So feeling those lower abdominals, can you pull them down? And then try and lift them out from between your hip points. Then pull your belly button down even deeper. Can you squeeze your bottom ribs in? Narrowing the waistline, and we're hugging the deep abdominal muscle that's underneath our six-pack muscles in around the spine. So creating as much space in here as you can. You can rest your fingertips on and use them as a guide. Keep actively trying to pull the belly away from the fingertips. Can you create space? We're here for 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring the feet back to hip distance. We're going to bend through the knees. Beautiful. And then moving into our pelvic tilt again. Tap the tailbone down. We're going to draw the pelvic floor in, engage. Then scoop and hollow the belly as you roll up each individual vertebrae. We're going to bring it to the bottom rib. Then use the abdominals to press the spine hard down into the floor. Then allow the lower spine to lift as you tap the tailbone down. Scoop and hollow as you rise up. Use the abdominals as you press back down. So again, imagine that we're shortening the abdominals to create that lift off the floor with the pelvis. Then we're lengthening as we unravel. You will need to engage your glutes just a little here. And each time the tailbone taps down, just notice if your pelvic floor is still engaged. And if it's not, re-engage. Beautiful. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take the knees side to side. Okay, grab your yoga block. We're going to place it underneath the right foot. Keeping your left foot grounded, knees in alignment. Just like in our pelvic tilts, we've already made the mind muscle connection. Start to draw the pelvic floor in. Scoop and hollow the belly as you peel all the way up to the shoulders. Press your right foot into the block. We lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Press the lower back down as you roll across the floor. Engage, peel up. Lower down, press the lower back down. Scoop and hollow as you rise. Lower back down with control. Drive through that right heel. Really engage that right glute. Beautiful. Can you touch each vertebrae to the floor with a consistent amount of pressure? So really using those abdominals to get into those deep lumbar spine. We've got 3 more like this. Pelvic floor draws in. We scoop and hollow to peel. 2. On our last one, we're going to take it all the way to the top. Scoop and hollow. Let's rise. Hold here. Make sure the knees aren't coming out to the sides. We want to keep them in line with our hip points. Now soften the glutes to sink down an inch. Squeeze the glutes to lift. Soften, squeeze, Beautiful. So using the glute muscles to create the pulse in our bridge. Sometimes we lift through our bones and we're not engaging fully. So pinch the glutes together hard to lift up, release them to lower down. Can you scoop and hollow the lower abdominals? Hug the ribs in, create that narrow waist. Dig the right heel in. And again, focus on those glutes. We pinch and squeeze to lift, we soften to lower. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Let's take it all the way down to the floor. 1 vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Draw the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Grab the block with the feet. We're going to shift it over to the other side. Take it under the left foot. Beautiful. Starting from the pelvic floor. Let's draw inwards, scoop and hollow to peel up and lower down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Use the abdominals to flatten through the lumbar spine. Engage, peel up, lower down. Beautiful. Big squeeze of the glutes at the top. Again, notice if the knees are coming out to the sides. Scoop and hollow to rise. And lower back down. We've got 2 more like this. Last one. Holding at the top. Again, notice if the knees are fanning out to the sides, we want to squeeze them in. Can you soften the glutes? Then tighten to lift. Soften. Pinch them in. Beautiful. Now bring your awareness to your abdominals. Draw the lower abdominals in. Pull the belly button in deeper. Little pause at the top in that contraction before you soften. Dig your left foot into the block for more engagement. Can you keep your connection with the pelvic floor? Amazing. Going through those checkpoints again. Dig the left heel in. Squeeze the glutes to lift. Soften the glutes to lower. Keep the knees in alignment with the hips. Draw the belly in. Hug the abdominals towards the spine. We've got 1 more. Beautiful. Lower down. Bring the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Amazing. Let's grab the block with the feet as you draw it through to the hands. We're going to place it long ways between the knees. We've got 2 more sets of bridges before we move on to abdominals. So again, we're going to add an inner thigh squeeze here. So try and crush the block with your inner thighs. Starting with the pelvic floor, we'll engage, scoop and hollow the belly, start to peel up to bridge, then lower back down. Keep that inner thigh engagement. Try and keep the tension on the block nice and consistent as you peel up. Now again, we're scooping and hollowing to draw the spine off the floor, then squeeze the glutes to create that extra lift at the top. Keep squeezing the block between the knees. We've got 1 more like this. Then lower all the way back down to the floor. Just soften the grip on your block for a moment and allow everything to come to ease. We're going to press the lower back down by engaging the core. Really flatten the lower spine down. Take the arms alongside the body. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze the block as hard as we can. Stay for your entire exhale, then soften on your inhale. Beautiful. Lower back presses down, core engages. Let's squeeze on our exhale. Soften the knees on our inhale. Re-engage the core, press down. Exhale, squeeze. And then just working with your own breath in your own time. Remembering to flatten that lower back down first. Engage the core. Create a strong tension between the knees. And then release, flatten down, engage, we squeeze. We're here for 5, 3, 2, 1, and release. Soften the knees, we'll just rock from side to side. Beautiful, then keeping the the hands alongside the body. Just try and soften your shoulders down here. We're gonna start pelvic floor. Scoop and hollow the belly, draw the block in under the chin. Can you peel the hips off the floor? Little pause here before we unravel. Again, one vertebrae at a time. Keep your lower back nice and flat as you tap the toes down. Scoop and hollow, draw it in. Unravel. One vertebrae at a time. Try and keep the tummy nice and flat as you tap the toes down. Are you squeezing your block or are you simply holding it? Let's keep that inner thigh engagement. So the last part of this exercise as we unravel, the little bit before we touch the floor is where we need the most control. Try not to let the lower back lift as we roll back down and draw the belly button in. Try and keep the tummy nice and flat. We've got 3 more. A little pause under the chin. Scoop the belly to create the space for the block to come in. We've got 1 more. Let's take it under the chin. Then as we unravel, we're going to stack the knees over the hips. Light engagement from the inner thighs. Now take the arms out to a T. Beautiful. Press the lower back down. And then start to tick-tock from side to side. We've got the weight of the block to intensify the movement. But we're not going to rock so far that we need to push through the arms to come back through center. So just a little to the side, pause. Then as you roll back through center, press the lower back down to use the abdominals to draw the knees and the weight of the block through center. So pausing once we lift that hip from the floor, press the back down as you move through. Try not to use the arms. Pull with the abdominals. We're wringing out the waist. Tightening our corset. Beautiful. Last one. Let's bring it to center. Take the block out from between the knees and give yourself a big hug. Amazing. All right. Taking it to its medium or its flattest setting, depending on your hip placement. We're going to place it in between the inner thighs. Then taking the arms up overhead. Can you point through your toes? We'll take a big inhale. Moving into block 100s. Exhale, extend the legs, point the toes. Press the lower back down, create extra lift. Pull the belly button in. Let's pat the arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, rise up, peel the shoulder blades off the floor. Keep the heart open. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, belly pulls in, heart is open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Can you press your back down a little more to get a little extra height? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, draw the knees to the chest, rock side to side. Beautiful. Now taking the block out from between the thighs. We're going to place it in between, actually we're going to take it sideways. Place it between the palms. We're going to squeeze the block with our palms to activate our upper body. Lifting up, we're going to try and touch the block towards the feet. Then exhale, keep the lower back flat to the floor as you lower down. The moment you feel your lower back lift, that is your stop zone. Lift up, draw it in, tap the shins. Open back up. Now as your core fatigues, the lower back's going to try and lift. So you may need to bring it to a shallower range of motion as the core fatigues, like so. But the most important part is we keep that lower back flat to the floor. If you can take it deeper, by all means do so. Keep squeezing between the palms. And if you're prone to sore neck, you can rest the head down as you lower. Beautiful. We're going to do 4 more like this. 3, 2, 1. On your next one, we're going to part the shins, place the block between the shins, fingertips to the ears, lower the legs. Then rise up, take the palms to the flat sides, press in as you tap it down overhead. Beautiful. Passing from one end of the body to the other. Again, we're trying to keep that lower back flat to the floor, so working within your own range of motion. We've got 5 more. 4 more. Press the palms into the block. 3 more. Oh, 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. When you come back to center, we'll take the block from between the knees, or between the shins, and take the knees side to side. All right, bringing the block in between the knees. Our final drill before our deep abdominal hold. Bring the fingertips to the ears. Again, we're going to apply that inward pressure from the inner thighs. Take a big inhale. We're moving into a C crunch. Exhale, bring the elbows to touch the knees. Lift the hips a little to push the knees into the elbows. Then unravel 1 vertebrae at a time. We lightly touch down. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, open. Beautiful. So that little hip lift, scoop the belly, peel the pelvis off the floor. Make that connection. Beautiful. Keep squeezing your block. We've got 10 more. 9 more. Can you control that lower back? Keep it firmly grounded. So you lightly touch down. 7 more. 6. 5. Keep squeezing your block, peel and open 1 vertebrae at a time. 4. 3. 2. Last one. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take the feet to the floor, block to the side, knees, rock from side to side. Beautiful. We're going to finish in a bent knee abdominal hold. So bringing the heels to hip distance. Again, press the lower back down. We're pulling our ribs towards our hip bones here. Starting from the pelvic floor, can you engage? Imagine you've got a line running up the body and we're starting to lift up that line. Fingertips to the lower abdominals, can you draw down? Then scoop and hollow, take them out from between the hip points. Rest your fingers on your belly as a guide. Now can you pull the belly button down away from the fingers? Again, light lateral breaths to the side ribs. Keep pressing the lower back firmly into the floor for deeper engagement. Can you create space between your fingertips and your belly? And keep searching for more depth. Do you still have control of your pelvic floor? We're almost done. We're here for 3, 2, 1, and release. Take the arms up overhead, extend the legs. Maybe lift the hips and bring it to a neutral spine. We're going to draw our right knee in towards our chest. Pull back the toes and push through your left heel. Start to sink the right knee out towards the armpit. Then bring it back to center. We're going to extend right leg to the sky. Option to bend your left knee if you need to. Circle your ankle. Take it back the other way. We're going to take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, draw the leg in. If you're working on flexibility, maybe creep the hands up and take hold of the ankle. Use the weight of the upper body to draw down. Then bend at the knee. We'll take it across the body. Keep your right shoulder grounded. Then create space with a big breath in. Move into that space on your breath out. We're going to bring it back to center. Bend your left knee, right ankle on. Press the knee open. Create space in the hip joint. Then when you're ready, reach through for figure 4. Take hold of the hamstring or the knee. We'll take a big inhale. Then exhale, squeeze the shin in towards the chest. Can you start to pull the tailbone down towards the floor? Then keep hold of the left knee. We're just going to release our right leg along the ground. Push and lengthen. Flex both feet. Then sink the knee out towards the armpit. Bring it back to center. We'll extend left leg to sky. Option to bend your right knee. Rotate the ankle. Take it back the other way. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, deepen. Again, option to climb. Bend at the knee. Take it to the right side. Keep your left shoulder grounded. Create space with a big breath in. Move into that space as you exhale. Soften the spine. Bring it back to center. Bend your right knee, left ankle on. Push and open the hip by pushing the knee away. Then reach through, figure 4. Take hold of the hamstring or the knee. Big breath in. Exhale and squeeze. Pull the tail down towards the floor. And release. Take a couple of rocks and rolls up and down the spine. And then bring it all the way up onto knees. We're going to take a nice big step forward with our right foot. Square off in the hips. And sink into the hips. Beautiful. If you want to deepen, you can take your left hand around. We'll press the hip down and forward as we peel the left shoulder back. Then inhale, left arm to the sky. Beautiful. Press back with the right foot. We'll step forward with the left. Square off in the hips and sink. Bring your right hand around, press down and forward, peel the shoulder back as you gaze up. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Beautiful, step back. We'll take both hands to the front, thumbs out the back, open through the heart. Thumbs to the floor. Interlace the fingers behind the sacrum. Can you roll the shoulders back and down? Then squeeze the bum to push the hips forward. Can you gaze up towards the sky? Maybe shift the palms away from the lower body. Beautiful. And slowly bring it back up. Give yourselves a big round of applause. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.